my top, Tampa Bay, let's roll, it's game day, Rays on the diamond, bolts in the sky, Bucks on the goal line, Bulls ride or die, from the tailgate talk to the bright field glow, you know where to go. It's the JP Peterson Show.
All right, we are back in studio. I feel good. This is a much more natural feeling to do the show in studio. So good to be back. Sure. Got refreshed from a vacation up in God's country in North Carolina, and we are ready to roll. As the song says, we are ready to roll. Evan Klosky is going to join us today to talk a little Rays baseball. We'll talk some Buccaneers football as well. Baker Mayfield, Netflix debut hits today officially. Evan got a chance to watch the whole dadgum thing beforehand, so we'll get a great feeling for what this is going to be all about. I can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to see it. I can't wait for the world to see it, to be quite honest. I'm more interested in that because they'll get to see what we have come to know here in Tampa Bay, that Baker Mayfield is a badass. And the fact that he wasn't listed by the executives and the ESPN poll and whoever made up that poll as a top 10 quarterback is absolutely the most awesome thing in the world.
There had to be some ESPN agenda to all of that. I mean, there had to be.
There always is. But you know what? It's great because that just fuels his fire, man. You know, that just fuels his fire. And that has been his MO his entire life. So we'll talk some Baker Mayfield, talk some World Cup. We've got a big match coming up today. Our All-Star game watch party will be tonight. Big O will join us at the end of the show. We got a Big O show coming up later today as well. So lots to get to. And, of course, your comments, always important to the show. You can do that on Twitter, the X Machine. You can do it on Facebook, and you can also do that on YouTube, on the YouTube station there, and be part of the show. We love you guys being a part of the show. Comments already rolling in. Good morning to you, Timmy. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. I'm coming off of my home run derby / Legally Blonde hangover.
Legally Blonde. So you did a double feature last night of Legally Blonde. Was it the actual movie, or you went in to find a Legally Blonde one at the?
No, I've already got a couple of those on staff. I think I'm all maxed out salary wise on those. But no, I had to.
Your salary cap is maxed out. You always want to play to the cap. You always want to play to the cap.
Unlike the Rays used to do. You had to get as close as possible. But no, man, you know what? I love the new format. I dig it. The only thing I don't like about it still is the head-to-head in the second round. I wish you would just let the guys hit and then you take the top two or whatever to advance rather than having that head-to-head and that early. But man, I thought overall taking the clock aspect out of it was just it was awesome. I'm back in because I haven't watched this thing in years. It was just been
it felt more baseball like and less basketball like with the shot clock.
Yeah,
and I think frankly more than anything, it's better for the players. It's really better for the players. I was listening to somebody on MLB Network yesterday talking about that had participated a couple times and said he was sore for 5 days after the home run derby just because of the constant swinging and the timing of it. Which is something you definitely do not want. I was scared last year that it would affect Junior's swing, and it did not. He had a great second half. I think it's all about the players, but some people it does affect, and you don't want that. That's the last thing you want in an exhibition is someone to get hurt or even depleted in any way for their team as they get back to the second half. So I think that's a good thing. And Junior even said, last night that the format change, he hit 5 that were over 450 feet, hit the longest one of the night, 491 feet. There were some bombs, absolute bombs last night. In that little bandbox in Philadelphia, it's a great place for a home run derby. It really is a great place for a home run derby.
That's a great part. I don't compliment many things in Philadelphia ever. Maybe the Liberty Bell and Ben Franklin's old house. But dude, that park, I haven't been there in person, but now I kind of want to go. That park's freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, it really does look great. It looks great. And
looks great on TV.
It's got a lot of interesting angles to it. Very retro-ish. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I've not been to that ballpark. I've been by it many times, but I've not been in it. And that's a great setup they have there.
I've been to the old Vet 100 times, covering Cowboys and Eagles for all those years. But yeah, this place looks phenomenal, man. I'm impressed.
Yeah, they have the they have the Sportsplex there, which of course we're trying to do here. But it would be minus our hockey arena, but and then you got the mass transit. I forget what they call it in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
that goes right down Broad Street and drops everybody off right there. So mass transit. They got the big parking lot there, the entertainment complex now. So they've done it really well in Philadelphia and great host. And that place is absolutely perfect for a home run derby.
I think it's called SEPTA. It's really weird. They're mass transit.
Yeah, it works really well. Keep those drunks off the street when they're going to games.
They got to go somewhere.
That's a big deal. Can you imagine all those guys getting behind the wheel of a car? They're doing enough lame brain stuff as it is now. You don't need them behind the wheel of a car, that's for sure. But yeah, great atmosphere last night. And I thought Junior afforded himself very well in the first round with 12 out of 20 swings. That was really, really good. And then the second round, he just couldn't find the groove and ended up with 5. And you knew that probably wasn't going to be good enough. And there was a little moment of controversy, and I thought they kind of ignored it on the broadcast because clearly Junior thought one of his home runs that they ruled foul that I think ended his, I don't know if that was his first round or his second round.
Yeah. So this was, I don't know, it must've been first round.
Yeah. I think it was first round.
He finished with 12. This would have been 13. He would have got an extra swing because this was called foul, but even the players on the field all thought it was a home run.
Yeah. Junior did too, as well. Yeah.
Again, it looks like there it went around.
Yeah, it curled around. And he's like, yeah, I did. And they had 1,000 cameras last night, and everybody's coming in like, that was fair. That was fair. Junior thinks it's fair. And, we're not going to check it. We got 1,000 camera angles, and we're not going to check to see if that was fair.
Yeah, do we just not – look, they're all like, yeah, it's a good ball. He even said, good ball.
Yeah, good ball. Yeah, and there's the umpire, whatever. He was standing there doing nothing. The only thing he was there for, I think, was foul pole, and he screwed that up.
Yeah.
Well done. How Jan Powell of you. Well done. Did you see that yesterday?
I did.
That was a debacle.
Here is, you want to see his 491-foot blast, the longest of the night from Junior Caminero.
In his first 8 passes, that one's going to go. That was if there's such a thing as a sweet swing from a righty. We just
that thing landed.
That was smooth.
So that was top 10.
That was before,
480. Ended up being 491.
491 was the final tally on it. Yeah.
Wow. Just such easy power and fast hands. And it's interesting. I forgot about this because last year he finished runner up, and I think that was worth $500,000, which was almost, he made, as a second year player, I think he made a little over 800,000 last year on his base salary. So 500,000 was very important. In fact, Walker last night, Jordan Walker, more than doubled his salary. He makes the minimum of $850, I guess it is, and
$790.
$790, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's something really wrong with baseball salaries.
More on one swing.
Yeah,
winning the home run derby last night, then he's going to make the entire year.
That's weird. That's just weird.
You want to see? You want to see that? Let's watch that.
Well, that whole drama. There it goes.
Jordan Walker wins it.
Dig the long ball, JP.
Yes, they do. Even some of the Philly fans had to respect that. Yeah, even Schwarber respected that.
Yeah.
Did you see Schwarber's face when he was doing it?
Yeah.
He got down to his last swing and tied it. And then what he had? How many did he hit in a row? 6? Was it 6 that he hit in a row to win it? I mean, are you kidding me? That's unbelievable. That's insane. I mean, great drama. I mean, the only way that script would have been better if it was flipped and Schwarber hit 6 in a row to win it. But that was great drama. And so the format worked out perfectly in that way. And he makes $1 million more than doubles his salary for the year. Now they also have that bonus pool now. I think Junior made almost $2 million last year out of the bonus pool. So for the younger players that have minimum salaries, your stats determine how much more you make in the bonus pool. So I think he made a little over $2 million last year, but that would have been a significant payday for him. And it was important. And I think it's one of the reasons he wanted to win it, because it really matters to a player like that. And it mattered to Jordan Walker.
Does that make it a little cool? For me, it does, but I know I'm
hell
weird.
yes.
Does that make it cooler for the crowd, for everyone watching, like his special circumstances, the fact that it's so much more than he regularly makes instead of somebody like Schwarber winning this thing where it's just a drop in the piggy bank for him? I mean, to me, that matters. I mean, that makes it a little more enjoyable when a guy like that wins it.
I think as a fellow member of the union, I think Schwarbs, since he's making $80 million a year, what is it? You're making like 45? I think Schwarb should donate his measly $750,000 or $500,000 that he wins to Jordan, right? I think that's how that. As a fellow board member, I think that would or a union
works.
member, I think that should work that way, since they're screwing the young players so bad with this deal. Now, I was listening to Steve Phillips this morning on MLB Radio, and they were talking about he and Eddie Perez were talking about the upcoming CBA negotiations. And Steve Phillips was like, there needs to be, coming from a general manager, management side, there needs to be some addressing. And he said, I wonder if these younger players, which are the vast majority of the players and the union, are going to stand up and say, because this current system is so heavily weighted to the veterans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so top heavy in terms of the money. It's not distributed equally whatsoever. I mean, the good side, the stars can say, hey, listen, if you play well enough, you can get here. But I don't think that's right. I mean, you got so many young players like Caminero and Jordan Walker that are dominating this league and making, scraps compared to some of these bloated contracts guys that some of them don't perform worth a rat's ass once they get. That's usually actually more the norm. I think that needs to change. I think there needs to be more equitable payment to. I think the amount of team control is far too long. They need to get to free agency way earlier than they do. And there needs to be some adjustment to the minimum salary, or at least more money into the bonus pool for players who are dominating like Caminero. Like Caminero last year, to make a bonus of $1 million is laughable. It's laughable. When you got guys that are making, $30, $40, $50 million a year, I mean, that's comparing. You're making $850,000 and you're outperforming them. And I know in football it can be similar as well, but in all sports. But baseball just seems to be heavily weighted towards the top, and I think that needs to be addressed. And
I think it kind of always has been. I mean, it always has
because the stars have the power of the union. Yeah. All the guys that are running the union, the Bryce Harpers of the world. The board members who make most of and drive most of the decisions in the bargaining are the rich guys. The rank and file don't get much say. And that probably, I wonder if that will change, because I think the dynamic has changed dramatically in Major League Baseball. The younger players are, and the Rays figured this out a long time ago, is you can get great production from younger, cheaper players. You keep selling off your big stars and going and getting these younger star players in the trades, you're going to stay competitive, no question about it, at a much cheaper pace. And when Sternberg did that, a lot of these other teams figured that out as well. And they're like, oh, why are we paying these bloated contracts when we can do what the Rays are doing? So you had a lot of people doing that thing, and that's bad for baseball, in my opinion. That's bad for baseball, and that's something that they're going to address with a salary floor, and you have to have that. I think a salary floor will make other teams spend more money on other players that are deserving of it. And if some of these younger players can get the free agency quicker, then you'll have a much more equitable distribution of the money. I think that's common sense. So I think all that stuff needs to be done in the CBA to make baseball more healthy. I mean, when you watch the game last night, the Derby last night, and baseball's in a really good place. Joe Madden, kind of took umbrage when I said it's never been more athletic. It's never been more explosive in baseball. And going back, there were some very explosive players. There's no question about that. And obviously there were. But I think as a whole, you don't see a lot of Bob Horners anymore. fat, chubby third basemen.
Right.
You don't see Mickey. There's not a whole lot of Mickey Loliches out there.
We got
even
Jake
CC
Berger here in
Sabathia.
Texas still.
Yeah. I saw a kid, I think it's in high school. He's 6'6", 320.
Oh, my God. Playing first base, I hope.
Yeah. Or maybe 6'8", 320. And he's hitting home runs. And he's just this big, just massive kid. And not really fat, just country strong and just banging home runs. But I think, the game's in a great place. It really is in a great place. And you don't want it to take a step backward from the momentum that has been built up. And I hope they don't do that in this negotiation, but history tells us that they will. And I think that's really, really short-sighted. If there's a lot to go around, especially in this time of affordability crisis in America, when you're going to have, billionaires and millionaires arguing over millions of dollars, that's just not a good look. It's not a good look. And God forbid if anything gets missed, even a little bit of spring training, that's going to be such a slap in the face to the fans, especially with where ticket prices are today. Nah, not a good thing. And for the Rays in general, not a good thing. I mean, they're building up some great momentum right now. And the last thing they need is a work stoppage. That's the last thing they need.
What's the control right now for a major league? Is it 7 years?
I think it's 7 years. Yeah, I think it's 4 years. Let me double check me on that. I think it's.
Let me look it up.
It's 3 years. I think they did reduce arbitration by 1 year in the last CBA. I think. Big O would know all this stuff. We'll chat with him a little bit later on. But
is he coming on today?
Yeah, I believe he'll be joining us at the end since
right,
we're doing a Big O show today.
Save all that for him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought it was a great showing by Junior last night, and now you've got 5 All-Stars, 5 Rays All-Stars, which, by the way, we will be having our All-Star watch party here tonight. We got all the burgers and hot dogs and chicken wings from Riveters ready to go. The beer will be flowing, but you need to email me to let me know you're coming so I can give you the password. We got to vet all you people. We're starting our subscriber service coming up for football season. So we want you guys to become VI Petermans. We have 2 levels, a Peterman level and then a VI Peterman level. Get it? So if you become a VI, we're going to have these events from time to time. If you're a VI Peterman and we'd like you to be part of that. I believe we have it priced at $19.99 and then $4.99. It's all on the YouTube page. Go check it out and become a subscriber. We'd love to have you part of it. So many of you are in here every day as a big part of the show. We love that. And we want to grow that as well. And we want to obviously run a business here. So we need to keep the lights on. So we'd love for you to support independent journalism in the form of being a subscriber. And there'll be more of that to come. So if you'd like to find out more about it, just email me, JP at the JPPetersonShow.com. We'll give you the password to come on over tonight and enjoy a little watch party with Big O, and a bunch of our advertisers are going to be here tonight. So yeah, we have a good time. We wish you could come, Timmy.
My flight leaves at 2:30 tomorrow, but unfortunately I won't be on it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's tonight, by the way, not tomorrow.
Or tonight, yeah. It is
right.
Tuesday, isn't it? Damn.
It is. It's All-Star Tuesday. We had a soccer game as well today, which
Spain and who is it?
Spain and France, right?
Spain and France at 2:00. Maybe that's 3:00 Eastern.
Then we got England and Argentina. Falkland War Part 2.
The Falkland Islands.
Remember
Nobody
that
knows
thing?
what the Falkland freaking Islands are, JP. That and Grenada. Remember that? Nobody knows.
There were Grenada. There was 300 people dangerously close to becoming doctors down there at the medical school in Grenada, so we had to invade.
Had to go stop it real quick.
Yeah. So I don't remember what the whole Falkland Islands thing was. It's like back in the 80s, and
they were both in the 80s.
Yeah, that was part of the colonials, whatever that was. But they still pissed about it.
They were pissed enough to invade.
So when they play soccer, they fight each other on the pitch. Okay, all right, I'm all for that. Better settling it on the pitch than with bombs and weapons. That's for sure.
JP, the Falklands conflict was a short, undeclared war between Argentina and Britain that took place in April to June of '82. It was fought over the sovereignty of the Falkland Islands, South Georgia, and the South Sandwich Islands.
You don't want to lose the South Sandwich Islands.
No.
There's some really good sandwiches there.
I'm okay without South Georgia. It's connected to Florida, so I'm okay without that.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah, we love Georgia. Yeah. So you can, but I don't want England to have it. That's for sure.
No.
Or Argentina. Yeah. I
Huh.
don't think Buford T. Pusser would like to be a part of Argentina or England. Quite frankly, I don't think the Duke boys would speak. What do they speak in Argentina? Do they speak Spanish?
French?
Well, I guess some of them speak English.
Portuguese?
Right?
It's not Portuguese. That's Brazil. It must be Spanish, right?
I think it's Spanish. Yeah.
What's the
Very
national?
stupid and illiterate by not knowing that, but I think it's Spanish.
Argentina. It is Spanish.
Yeah, it's Spanish. Yeah.
We knew that.
Danny Boy says in Spanish, the Argentines call it the Malvinas. The Malvinas Islands? Is that what they call
Danny's
it?
a lot smarter than we are.
Yeah. Well, the bar is very low. So
Pooh Shiesty, I get it. Pooh Shiesty, I get it. I thought people in Argentina spoke German. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think Rogan just did a podcast on that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie The Boys from Brazil?
Yeah. Yep.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a great film. Gregory Peck, I believe, right? Gregory Peck is the Nazi hunter. Yeah. So the premise
There's been
of
a
the
lot
movie,
of them after that,
without
too.
spoiling it, is, Dr. Mengele, Dr. Death, they were doing a lot of human experimenting, the Nazis were, and many of them escaped to Argentina. In fact, there's actually a village in Argentina that they call Bavaria something, the form of Bavarian, where everybody speaks German.
Yeah.
In Argentina. So
that had Laurence Olivier.
If that myth is true about Nazis escaping to Argentina, who at the time had a fascist dictator,
100% true.
100% true. But this expert that came on the Rogan show said tens of thousands of high-ranking Nazis escaped to Argentina.
What's interesting about that is my dad, who was a huge World War II buff, all the books and stuff, obviously was alive, was a little kid during all that, teenager. He taught me that very early on, like from first grade, when I first showed an interest in history and stuff. He said, well, you're going to learn in school that Hitler died by suicide in his bunker. He goes, that's not what really happened. Let me tell you what really happened. And that was his story, is that he escaped Argentina. So I've been growing up believing that. So
and also the plot of Boys from Brazil, without spoiling it for you, is they were cloning Hitler.
Yes.
And when they cloned him or artificially inseminated women, they wanted to create a similar atmosphere, nurture and nature, to raise another Hitler. So there were, so this Gregory Peck was going, if I'm remembering this correctly, going around and trying to find the offspring and killing them.
Yeah. Targeting them. That movie also had Laurence Olivier, James Mason, and how about a very young Steve Guttenberg?
Wow, I got to go back and watch that.
Yeah, I need to watch it again.
Watch that. Yeah, yeah. That was like 1979,
78,
79. Yeah, because I was working as an usher in a movie theater. And that's where I saw that like 25 times in the movie theater. It's a great movie.
We need to put that on the JP Peterman's watch list for everybody.
Yes, absolutely. I love when our show just takes a drastic turn down some avenue that we never intended, and you all pipe in. That's fantastic.
Yeah. We're all on the same page.
Thomas Casper says there's a ski resort called Bariloche with Doberman's chocolate and Hitler's picture in the pubs. Get out.
Wow.
Get out. Really?
Wow.
John Thiel says they fled to Costa Rica as well. Their national beer is German made. Yeah. Pushashi said the cast of that movie is stacked.
Yeah. Steve Guttenberg. That's before Police Academy.
Yeah. Wow. So there's a backdrop. Well, wouldn't it be interesting if Germany made it to this round and it was Germany versus Argentina?
Oh,
we would all be watching the Boys from Brazil. But anyway, so we got a little soccer going on today as well. We're going to do that, a little watch party for that as well. Interesting is so many people, even though the U.S. is out now that they are very much interested in watching the finals and what have you. And what an all-star cast that FIFA manipulated to be in the Final Four. I'm sorry, that advanced to the Final Four. Very, very interesting how that all worked out.
Hey, look, JP, I'm in Bariloche.
You just moved to Bariloche.
Yeah, I just transported. I'm in Bariloche right now, overlooking the city.
That's a ski resort?
Apparently so, yeah.
You got a big lake there? That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Yeah.
Can't wait to go check it out later.
Yeah. Have a brat and a beer. Here they make them
Definitely.
very well there.
Definitely.
Dude, they would have pictures of Hitler in the pubs. Like, wouldn't
That's
somebody go, hey,
awesome.
maybe we should take that down?
They don't care down there. They don't care about that.
They don't
No,
care.
not-
I think might be a worldwide concern. But the fact that, like, so nobody Buckin says VA Argentina. Yes, they've had some very interesting calls to keep Messi involved in this. No question about it. We had a spirited discussion with my good friend Brian Fasulo about the VAR and also the NFL being, having both of them having now operational ability to change calls that change games, and where they can go to the VAR and review things and change goals and change outcomes of games. And it'd be so ambiguous that you can kind of make a case that it happened. Bottom line is, if you're looking for fouls that occur right before a goal is given or scored, then you can find them. It's just a matter of whether you want to call them or not in VAR. I mean, you can. I mean, how many times have we looked at VAR and there's a foul, there's a foul, there's a foul, there's a foul, but they don't call it. And in that Egypt-Argentina game, they disallowed a goal, and then 5 minutes later, Argentina scores a goal where when they dispossessed the ball, guy stepped on his foot, and 5 minutes ago that disallowed a goal, but this time it didn't.
Right.
So so do you say, oh, there's a grand conspiracy? How could they do that? There's too much money involved, and why would you even risk it? You would risk it because you can make more money by manipulating the storylines and the teams that stay in, and bigger ratings, bigger money, all that. So yeah, when humans left to their own devices can make more money by manipulating things, my history is I follow the money. That's what they will do. And so, and they have the ability. Now, I will say this about VAR. They're a little bit more transparent. I don't know if they are or not, to be honest with you, because you don't hear the conversations going on with the referees and the officials that are making these decisions like you do when the ACC does it or the XFL. And the NFL is the same way. We don't hear we see the replays, but we never get a full explanation or hear the conversation back and forth on why they're calling what they're calling. And if you can do that, if you can allow transparency and you choose not to, well, then you leave yourself open for speculation. And clearly, clearly the FIFA and the NFL don't care. And because it's their show and we watch anyway. And
they'll take their ball and go home. They don't care.
Mm-hmm. Alejandro says, as a history major, Hitler was a messed up individual, but was he messed up by society? Because again, he was proud of his country, who got blamed for World War I, but didn't start the war and had to pay a lot. Yeah, I would not. It'd be interesting that what you're taught on that. There are a few people in history that said, hey, Hitler made the trains run on time.
Yeah, they invented Volkswagens in the Autobahn.
Yeah, he also sent the trains full of Jews to extermination camps, and I'm sure those trains ran on time as well. So yeah, I don't think history will ever be kind to Hitler in any way. He was a sociopath. There's no question about that. Buckin says MLS dropped a new ad yesterday trying to capitalize on the momentum of soccer. They should, because there is definitely a fervor for it here in this country. I don't know if I expected this much, to be honest with you, Timmy. I was thinking if U.S. makes a run, that'll be great, and that will fire up the country. Not a whole lot going on in this hot summer to watch. It's just kind of baseball right now, and it's a great I think, escape from that. But once the U.S. was out, I thought it would kind of calm down, and it really hasn't. The fervor seems to be, and the interest seemed to be, some of the stars of this World Cup, especially Holland from Norway. I didn't see that coming. So much great stuff from the World Cup. The residue of the people coming here and loving America, I think, is something that was sorely needed at this particular time. So I think overall it's been a tremendous success, and I'll be interested in the ratings. I mean, 50 million people watching the U.S. game, the final game. That was incredible. I don't know if we've ever seen numbers like that.
It's funny here in Dallas, where we have the MLS team FC Dallas, which is owned by Clark and Dan Hunt, who are the sons, of course, of Lamar Hunt, who also own the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Because they started in Dallas as the Texans before they moved away. So Dan Hunt, Clark's brother and Lamar's youngest son, runs FC Dallas, right? They own the stadium, everything down here. He was on Dallas radio this morning. I heard an interview with him, and they asked him flat out, hey man, how great was this World Cup and Team USA and the success that they had, and how is this going to push, maybe even MLS and spur interest in soccer and in the United States? And his answer surprised me, and he was very blunt and very frank, and he said they didn't win anything. He goes, people in America like winners. He goes, yeah, there'll be an interest here for a little bit, but what'd they do? They didn't win anything. So, no, I wouldn't call their run here a success at all. Will it spark some interest? Yeah. Was it fun to watch? Absolutely. But they didn't win anything. So, no, I don't think long-term because America likes a winner.
I
kind of agree with them.
I would agree with them. I don't. The whole idea that, the only team that has a successful season is the Super Bowl winner, I think that's a little cut and dry, black and white. I think there's way more levels to it than that.
You can base that on different categories, right? Like, was this
anybody who expected
doubled your wins from the season before?
Come on now. Anybody expected the USA to win the World Cup? Come on. It's ridiculous.
What's the matter, JP? You don't believe in miracles?
I don't. Not like that. I don't know. Somehow, Mr. Ruzioni, I think you guys had a better chance than our soccer team, which is not true, by the way. That is not true. I don't know. They didn't win anything, JP. The point being, I think that the miracle on ice, and I want to, adjudicate this, but, the Russians were so dominant. It's like, that's the one team you had to beat. Here, you had 16 teams that were better than you, at least. So, and you had multiple rounds to go through. I like when the U.S. won the Miracle on Ice. I think they, was Sweden that great? Who I guess they actually beat for the gold medal. Was Norway? How hard was it to beat? And we were better than all those other teams. It was just the one giant team that we weren't. So you only had to beat one guy. Whereas this team would have had to beat, as you saw, a Belgium team who was probably the 8th or 9th best team in the world, right? I think that's what they were ranked going in, and that kind of held true. I mean, they outclassed you so bad. You weren't even on the same level. And so there were 8 other teams that you weren't even on the same level with. Then you would have had to beat 4 more teams. You'd have to beat the Russians 4 times.
And I wonder,
so that miracle is is really a miracle. And no disrespect to the 1980 team.
I don't know anything about obviously soccer or the team and how good they're supposed to be versus how good they actually were. I think the first round win, I forgot who it was even against, kind of surprised us, because they played so well and scored so many goals. But I wonder, had the injury to what's his name? Christian Pulisic, had he not gotten hurt, would this thing have turned out any differently? Like, I know he's the best player on the team, but is he that much of a difference maker where if he's healthy the whole run, they play better or they go further?
If he wants to play. Let's not forget that Pulisic took himself out of the Gold Cup because he wanted to rest in the build up to the biggest World Cup in the nation's history. You're the star player.
Oh, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, it's just his legacy is going to be not a good one. and it's time to move on from him. As
Wow.
Polygon is now the star, and Chris Richard and that whole group, the next wave. That's who's going to carry this team forward. And Pulisic's legacy has been stained, maybe irrevocably at this point.
Well, he's from Pennsylvania too, so there. Take that, Pennsylvania.
So
I see him in all those Hershey's commercials.
Yeah.
He's a hometown boy.
Yeah, see, as Buckin says, I'm tired of hearing about Pulisic every time he's supposed to be a Captain American, every time he's the no-show that gets injured. Yeah,
wow. I didn't know anything about it.
You gotta have moments. You gotta have moments, and he's had very few. And this was his moment. And it was what it was.
See Levante David.
Yeah. So I don't think we're moving on from that. And I think that's probably best for everyone. All right, let's move on from this first segment, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, get into more of your comments, more on All-Star game last night or All-Star game coming up tonight. Guess who's batting cleanup? That would be your Junior Caminero playing third base. That's a hell of an honor. We'll talk about that. And we're going to get into Baker Mayfield as well. Baker Mayfield at Netflix debuts today. The quarterback series. I think we're going to learn a lot. And I think the nation's going to learn a lot about Baker. Hey, big thanks to the folks at Genesis of Tampa, our first hour presenting sponsor, and Kingmakers here, where we are going to host our All-Star Game watch party tonight. So big thanks to Mike Murphy and the whole gang here. And if you're looking for a car, I can just tell you that Genesis is, to me, the best quality on the market. And you can do your research. You're going to find out exactly what I found out. The GV70 is one of those cars that everybody's talking about kind of slipped through the cracks because it is priced at a level that is comparable to the best in the midsize SUV category. It's unbelievable. It's the value that you get in this car. I've been driving it now for 3-4 months. It's insane. So go to Genesis of Tampa, check out the GV70, the GV80, their SUVs, the G70, G80, coupes, absolutely gorgeous cars with great value technology, and no payments for 90 days. No payments for 90 days if you buy a car right now. So that's a great deal as well. Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Big thanks to Italiano Insurance, the great folks over there. They will soon be part of Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but same great folks, same great customer service you've known for over 65 years. They do all the work. You save all the money. ItalianoInsurance.com at 813-877-7799. Hey, guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big, and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service you get, $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. It's a hot summer, and your air conditioner is working overtime. You know what happens is that condensation in your house, it builds up in your drain line, and sometimes it gets stuck, and your air conditioner stops. Now, there's a lot of companies out there that will come out and say, oh, you got a new unit, need a new unit. It's going to cost you $25,000 when all you need is a drain line clean. They do it all the time. There's a lot of scammers out there, but not thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They also do AC. Nope, with American Standard Heating and Cooling, they are the best in the business, your dynamic duo for your HVAC needs. And they will come in, and if you need a new unit, they will install it at the best price, and you get the best warranty and great service. That's what they do at Third Generation Plumbing. That's why they have been in business since 1995. John Rodriguez's family business has been in the AC business going back to the 70s. So they've been around for a long time because they're honest brokers, and that's all you want, right? You want somebody who's going to come in here and give you an honest shake. And also get the maintenance special. $169 gets you 2 visits where they come out and clean that drain line out. This would be a good time to do that right now and make sure everything's running in perfect order and there's nothing wrong with it, because sometimes there's a maintenance issue that could lead to your air conditioner breaking down and having to get a new one. Avoid that. $169 gets you 2 visits. So give them a call, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Support our sponsors. We'd love you to do that. Just call them. Even send them a note and say, hey, thanks for supporting the JP Peterson Show. We appreciate it. thirdgenerationplumbing.com and American Standard Heating and Cooling. All right, so we're going to talk about this with Evan Klosky, who's going to join us here in just a little bit. But the Baker Mayfield Netflix series is out. John Romano wrote a nice column on it today. And I think it's in a lot of us, we kind of focused on this yesterday, Timmy, about how really banged up he was. And really, that's no surprise to us, or at least if you watch this show and listen to this show, we kind of talked about that all year long. And I think it was absolutely an organizational failure to not have a competent backup quarterback, especially when you got a Baker Mayfield. And this is obviously something moving forward with Browning, Jake Browning, that they've tried to address in the offseason. You wasted a 2nd-round pick on Kyle Trask, who I don't even think is in the league anymore. That was a mistake. And you put a lot of effort into him being the backup quarterback, which he could never reach that plateau. And certainly Teddy Bridgewater, they had no confidence in him. And you need a guy to give Baker a few weeks off if he needs it, to get healthy and play, and also to win games. You can't win games when you got a sprained MCL and PCL and bruised bicep and all these that really affect your accuracy and your velocity, which was clear to see after these injuries happened. You got to have a competent backup quarterback, and that's an organizational failure.
But didn't they think they had that?
Yeah, they thought they did.
They thought they did in Teddy. You know, before that, I mean, from what we saw from Teddy last year, would Trask still not have been the better option? I think he would have.
I don't think so. He's not even in the league.
He's with Atlanta.
No, I don't know if he's back, if he's still with Atlanta.
He's not still with Atlanta?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest. But it wasn't like there was a lot of teams coming after him. He sat on the sideline for what, 8 weeks, maybe longer?
I'm just saying Bridgewater was apparently that bad. I don't know that Trask was worse.
But you did. The bottom line is this: you didn't have one. You didn't have someone that you were confident to go to, and it wasn't just this year. It's been for a few years now because Baker had missed a start, and he should have. He should have, in my opinion,
probably more than one.
Yeah, and games lost that you could have won because a 30% Baker Mayfield is not as good as shouldn't be as good as your backup quarterback. That's the reason you have backup quarterbacks. And if you don't have one that you're confident that can step in and win a game, that is an organizational failure. And it's bottom line. You didn't have the confidence to put him in, or you played a hurt guy. Either way, you didn't win games you probably should have won because of it. And that's on the organization. So that's one thing that we'll see in the Netflix special. The other thing I think people are going to see, and I haven't seen it yet, but Romano watched it, is, and I said this, weeks ago when I heard he was going to be on it, is they're going to find out who Baker Mayfield really is. We've seen this with some other people, but Baker especially, when he first got here, I was as skeptical as many others. Like his national persona, right, was one of a cocky dude that just didn't live up to the hype. That was who Baker Mayfield was. Now, I don't tend to fall for those things. Football players or people in life, I'm going to judge you on how you treat me and how I see you in my eyes acting and what I learn about you. I'm not going to listen to someone else's opinions because clearly that doesn't work in this media age at all because there's a lot of agenda people out there and agenda reporting. I'm going to judge you on how you comport yourself in front of me, especially if it's a quarterback at the team that I'm following as a beat reporter. And so when Baker came in, I'm in these press conferences and I'm asking him challenging questions and he's got all the right answers and his demeanor is humble. It's sometimes self-deprecating. It's funny. And he's a good dude. I mean, he's just a guy that you want to hang out with and drink beers with. And, he has become part of this community. And frequented a bar when I lived on Davis Island that I frequented very often, the Anchor Bar. And the people love him there, absolutely love him there. And everyone who has come in contact with Baker Mayfield loves him. His teammates, the people that he works with in his charity, the people that live around him. I notice these things. I talk to people, and his love of his daughter, Kova, and Mav, his son, something that is a big part of this story, his love of his wife, Emily, and their love affair. I mean, that's what my favorite thing about quarterback is. You learn a lot about football part of it, but you learn more about these guys off the field, like Kirk Cousins. If you watch quarterback and you don't like Kirk Cousins as a human, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. And I feel the same way about Baker Mayfield. And this is the thing when people rag on Baker, oh, he sucked last year, we shouldn't give him a long-term contract. I vehemently disagree. I think Baker Mayfield is a perfect fit for this community. I think he's a perfect fit for this team. His teammates love him, the way he plays. He leads by example. He does all the right things. Football is a great metaphor for life. And you're challenged. And I think that's why I think it's the greatest sports. If you've ever played it at almost any level, it challenges you mentally and physically and emotionally, just like life. And you got to answer the bell. You got to get up and answer the bell every day, even when you don't want to. And you got to fight through injuries. And and every day is a competition. Every day is a bloodthirsty competition. And if you're not up for it, you're going to fail in life and in football. And this dude is up for it in a way that I think people love, especially in Tampa, which I think is a very blue collar core of people. You couldn't have a better fit. And to me, that matters. You know, is he the biggest guy? No. Is he the fastest guy? No. Does he have the best arm? No. Damn good arm, though. It's incredible arm talent. But it's all the intangibles that you need in a leader of men. That's what this guy is. And this is why I think the Bucs are, you know, if they don't sign him to a long-term deal, I think it's a whiff. If they want to play this game and try to save money and get the best deal and threaten him with the franchise tag, I think that's bullshit. I think it's utter bullshit. And I'm not saying just meet whatever price his agent is asking. I'm not saying that, but there is a middle ground here that is very, very doable. And the fact that he wasn't a top 10 quarterback by the executives, I don't give a rat's ass about that. I see
it doesn't mean anything.
It means nothing, you know, because it's about fit. It's about fit. It's about scheme and fit. And it's about winning, you know. And I've seen this guy win in places where other players have not. Cleveland, playoff game. Okay, in Tampa Bay.
Still the only quarterback to win a playoff game for the Browns this century.
Thank you.
Think they don't
got
want
rid of him for Deshaun Watson. Post massage. I mean, come on. It just this is and I was glad to hear Baker soften his stance when he did that interview in Oklahoma, and I thought that was very poignant. And we talked about that. We played that interview. I thought it was great. But yeah, it's just I think the Bucs are erring, and I don't think, you know, the first initial salvos where Baker was like, yeah, they're, you know, we're not even going to counter that offer. That's all just negotiation. So until the Bucs take a real public hard line, and I don't think they will, I think they'll come to their senses. And I think they'll get this deal done. If not before training camp, certainly not far after, because it's too much of a distraction.
Did you see, speaking of Baker, did you see Baker's dance floor moves up at the American Street Classic?
He nailed that Dougie, didn't he? You got that? Oh, yeah.
Then he pulls the
That's
jump
strong.
back three.
That's strong.
Who doesn't want him playing quarterback for your team?
Right? Are you kidding me? Come on now. So I think that's and I think the nation's going to come to love this guy, and his price is going to go up. I believe that. I think it's part of it. Anybody who watches this, any other fan is going to go, damn, I wish that was my quarterback. I wish that was my guy. And that matters. That matters. I think there's a lot of organizations that may have, you know, not be, and fans especially, might not be Baker people, that will be Baker people. And we're going to be, and everybody's going to watch this and going to say what I've been saying for 3 years. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. I don't think you could find a better fit. And we went through all the top tens, and who would you rather have? Yeah. I'll be honest with you. There was 4 guys on that list for me. That was it. You know, that I might rather have. And even with that, I'd be like, man, I'm dissing my best friend. Not that we're best friends, but that's what you feel like when you get to know this guy. You want him to be your best buddy, you know? And I think people, as Buchan says, Baker embodies Tampa. He does, man. And when your quarterback embodies your culture, we've seen that with Terry Bradshaw and some others through the years, Jim Kelly. When they mirror the culture of the city, I think it really, really works, and you become legend. And I want Baker to become legend. I want him to become legend here and be here for, they're 4, 5, 6 years, maybe win a Super Bowl, and then just be part of this community moving forward as that guy that won the Super Bowl. I mean, that's a story that I want to be able to tell and be part of, telling that story. And we got that opportunity, and I don't want to lose it. And I think the Bucs would be absolutely moronic if they play this different, if they try to play hardball with this guy. I think it's the stupidest thing in the world, because then you got to go into the quarterback market and go try to find another one. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
And think about how much that one's going to cost you,
and how much time. How much time?
For what you're going to get right.
Draft one, or even, maybe you draft the right guy. Probably won't. Then you got to develop them and put a team around them, and Good luck with that. When you got the guy right here, don't fuck it up. Get it done. Let's go. What are we squabbling over here? Cap's going up. Come on. All right, quick break. When we come back, Evan Klosky's watched the whole thing, so we'll get a better feel for the Baker Mayfield Netflix series from him, and we'll talk some Braves and all kinds of fun stuff. We are brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. You know, gold and silver has never been higher. They are paying big-time money for your old gold and silver that's been sitting in that jewelry box for 25 years maybe. Get it out, dust it off, bring it on in, and turn it into cold, hard cash. And then you buy something there at the Gold and Diamond Source with that cash, and they give you an even bigger discount. How about that? It's a no-brainer. It's the Gold and Diamond Source. Julie and Steve Weintraub, great philanthropists in our community. So if you're going to shop for jewelry, why not shop at the place that supports your community better than anybody else, the Gold and Diamond Source, because they got the best selection and they have the best prices, the best people, the best everything. goldendiamond.com, 3800 Olmsted Road over in Clearwater. Back in 3 with Evan Klosky. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, soon to be AJ Gallagher Insurance. Part of a bigger company gives you more options for them to save you money. That's a good deal. You're going to get the same customer service you've been getting for over 60 years from Italiano Insurance, one of the best companies, local companies. Small Business of the Year by the Better Business Bureau many times. The Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799, soon to become part of AJ Gallagher Insurance, but the same great customer service. 813-877-7799. All right, let's welcome in from Tampa Bay 10, their sports director, fresh off the golf course on a well-needed and deserved vacation. Evan Klosky joining us here. What's up, Ev? How are you, partner?
Yeah, it's sad that I'm back to reality here, but it's nice to be home as well.
Yeah, you played some. I saw your posts. You played some gorgeous golf courses. Where'd you go?
Michigan, so around like the Traverse City area, Arcadia Bluffs. Played their main course, the South course. They had like a 12-hole short course. And then
I think you want to play the 12-hole course though. That might be.
I'm
Tim
still
definitely is interested in playing that course. There's no question he is.
I've seen Tim there a couple of times. Still knocking off the rust and learning how to speak normally here. But then, it was just awesome. Lake Michigan, staring at it all weekend. It was amazing.
Yeah, great stuff. But that swing of yours, we got to back it down, bro. We got to back it down. That 120%. Max effort, Shane McClanahan fastball every time is going to get you in trouble. That's all I'm saying.
There's one day I'm going to take a swing and my back ain't going to come back.
I'm going to have to learn
the hard way.
I do the same damn thing, and it never freaking works.
We just happen to know a PGA Tour teaching professional that can help you out with that swing, too, by the way.
I need a lot of help. Well,
when Johnny Gerber, my business partner, comes to town, I will have you guys hook up on the range, and he'll help you out. He's a great, great teacher. Not only does he handicap golf better than anybody, but he's a great teacher as well. So we'll hook you up.
I love that.
Just for coming on this show, you get free golf lessons. I don't think you knew that as part of your contract, but it's great.
Hey, what a benefit.
Finally get something for doing this shitty show. All right, so you've been watching TV. You watched the whole Baker thing. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
What'd you get from it?
Yeah, I mean, first off, you're going to, for those who haven't seen it, obviously came out early in the morning. You're going to see a lot of Baker behind the scenes. Like, you're going to learn a lot about Emily, his wife, kind of the support system that he has behind the scenes, their love story, Baker's story coming up through the ranks, going all the way from high school, chip on his shoulder, the highs of college, the lows of Cleveland and Carolina. We're going to get to revisit all of that. And then as we go through the season, which isn't abnormal compared to some other quarterback seasons we've seen in the past, there's a lot that goes into it. And there's a lot that you got to fight through. And, it was, speaking of highs and lows, the MVP chants early on are very fun. In the beginning couple of episodes or the first few episodes, you get all the good Buccaneers football and how Baker's sort of embracing the great play that's happening there and the comebacks and fighting through pain and still winning. And, in the back half of the year, it just doesn't go their way. And you see the frustration on Baker. I thought the most relatable was Baker watching that Falcons Saints game in his kitchen rooting for the Saints and just how distraught he was when the Falcons won that game and pushed the Buccaneers out of the playoffs. I wish I can tell you there's a magic pill in there that's going to explain why the Buccaneers went so bad in the back half of the year, but there's not. They kind of rushed through the really, really ugly stuff. I thought that was the one kind of interesting part of, even the Atlanta collapse was just kind of like a, part of a montage of losses where I think the Atlanta collapse was arguably the worst loss of the year by any team. So,
yes.
I think I know the injuries are making a lot of headlines there, and it was extensive. But he does have a good physio team around him and his wizard that kind of gets him back into shape. And, I think as the season wore on, I just don't know if he had the magic in him anymore. I think he was capable, but I just don't think he had the magic.
Do you think that, and I've said it yesterday and today, I think it's an organizational failure that you don't have a capable backup quarterback able to come in and give your team a couple of days, give Baker a couple of weeks rest to get him back to being the magic man. They spent a second round pick and years developing Trask, never played. They went to Teddy, didn't work. So I think it's an organizational failure that they have to answer for in the past. And I think the signing of Jake Browning certainly does that. I think that was a great move and they prioritized it. So it's about freaking time, but the damage has been done. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I don't know if I would say the damage has been done, but I think it's 100% fair to say that, Baker pushing through injuries, like a lot of people go, oh man, like, you got to sit or, this is the detriment. And it's like, I don't blame Baker because if you were to go around,
it's not his fault. No,
exactly.
It's organization's
right?
fault.
If you were to go around to anybody in that locker room last year and they said, would you take Baker at 50, 60, 70% or Teddy Bridgewater? I bet you 99% of them would be like, give me Baker. So the fact is Baker wasn't playing with a broken bone, a torn ligament, right? On their own, each of these injuries were probably manageable. The problem was the accumulation of the injuries. He was on the injury report for, I think, 10 weeks last year. And I think you kind of get these vibes where he couldn't catch a break, right? Like, look, he suffered the knee sprain in Houston week 2. He had the bicep injury against the Jets week 3. And guess what? There were another 3 weeks after that, 3 or 4 weeks, where he was still an MVP candidate and still on the rocket ship going up. So it's not like, oh, he got injured and sucked, right? It wasn't that. It was around the Lions game where he re-injured that knee because it was getting better, and then he re-injured it, and it felt like he went right back to square one. And, even he says in the documentary, he limped to the finish line in that Lions game. And I just think it's his just body, like the second go around of dealing with the injuries, it just felt like, man, I cannot just get into a week where I feel like my body is ready to go. Like there's something I'm always nursing, and and they didn't even touch on the oblique stuff. So he was just banged up, and you know what? That was a theme for a lot of the Buccaneers last year. And remember, the show is called Quarterback. It's not called the 2025 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're not getting the Buccaneers view of it. We're not getting into any discussions about Grizzard. We're barely touching on the fact that the entire Tampa Bay offensive line and the receivers and Bucky Irving, all these guys were injured, right? They're just telling the story through the lens of Baker. So you're getting a very narrow view of the entire puzzle. But yeah, I would go to agree with you that it was necessary to get Browning. And it goes back to everything that Tom Moore said. I think they really leaned too far into it that Tom Moore would say, hey, if Baker or, QB1 goes down, I'm going to paraphrase because the other word is a big curse
you can do
word.
it on this show.
Tom Moore would say, hey, if Baker goes down, we're fucked. And we don't practice fucked. And that's really what that was his slogan. So, and the way that they did roster construction, that's what they did. They had Teddy Bridgewater. He was a coach. They brought in Bridgewater essentially to be a second set of eyes for Grizz. It was like, he wasn't like a competent backup. We saw what he did in LA. He almost killed Jalen McMillan.
Yeah. Yeah, but to my point is, if you have somebody that you do believe in, that other guys can say, well, 50% of Baker is not as good as 100% of Jake Browning. So now we can sit Baker for a couple of weeks, probably win a couple games. But at least even if we lose, we got some time where Baker can heal up and come back and play. So let's just hope that they fix that. And my second take on this is that everybody is going to get to know Baker the way you and I do. Mm-hmm. And we see him, not that we're all best friends, but I don't know if you respect him. I think you do as much as I do, and you love all the intangibles. And I think the Bucks are screwing around with this contract. Get the damn thing done. He's your guy. Commit to him, and let's move forward for 3, 4, 5 years. And I think the rest of the world is going to come to get to know a Baker off the field that they love. I mean, I don't think once you get to really get inside this guy, we've seen it in the community. We've seen it at the Anchor Bar. We've seen it, how he's embraced the entire community, not just the Buccaneers. And people are going to love him. And I think he's going to become, much the way Kirk Cousins has become a very beloved figure because of his time on the show. I think Baker's going to do the same thing. And I think it ups his value. I think it ups his market value tremendously. And the Bucks would be stupid not to lean into this and commit to him, not only from a football standpoint, but from a community standpoint. Is that fair?
Yeah. And I think the Buccaneers, no matter how it looks, I don't envision Baker Mayfield going anywhere. Yeah. I think he's their guy. And I think it's nice that Baker did this because, for us here, and you mentioned it, we kind of know Baker as something more than the guy that came out of Oklahoma. But for a lot of football fans who don't follow the Buccaneers yearly, Baker is still the prick, right? Baker's still this little punk at Oklahoma grabbing his crotch. And they mentioned that in the show. And I do think that the side that everyone's going to see of Baker in the show is going to be really like a breath of fresh air for a lot of football fans in this country. As you mentioned, I think here in Tampa, we kind of know some of this stuff already. It's not going to be surprising, but I guarantee you the tenor of hearing about Baker and even when I asked him about being on the Netflix show during OTAs, he takes ownership that, look, went from a PR standpoint, he's to blame for some of it, right? He recognizes that he does it to himself. But that's also what's so endearing about him. I think he's self-aware, and he also is a dog. And the smack talk, and you're going to get a taste of that of just him jawing back and forth, not just with the players on the field, but with the fans. He does it with the guy in Seattle, and we saw it during the season. Runs back to him after they win. In Detroit, he's talking crap to a fan who's giving him the business. CJ Gardner-Johnson, the whole moment there in Houston, we see. We also see him making fun of Jalen Carter for, spitting week 1. And he's so there's a whole, it's like, he's just a fun character. He's a guy's guy. Yeah. And, it'd be really nice if, this year and he can kind of have that one football season that puts him into the upper echelon where he just has not hit quite yet.
Yeah. And I think it's there. I believe that Baker has enough arm talent. I think his running ability is very instinctual, and he knows when to, maybe too much, but I think he's a great runner.
He can slide a couple of times.
Yeah. I think and lead blocking, I think we could do without that as well. As wonderful as it is, we could probably cut that back. But I also believe he's as a competitive fire, and I think he's as good in 2 minutes as most any quarterback in this league. And and he's a great leader. That's what it takes to win a Super Bowl. If Sam Darnold can win a Super Bowl, damn it, so can Baker Mayfield. It's up to this coaching staff and the rest of the players to surround him and work together. I think the running game is going to be so much better that will help him and keep him from getting as many shots. The offensive line can stay healthy. I think it could be a really good season. I still don't believe in the coaching staff being elite enough to win a Super Bowl, but I think for Baker, it could really, really be a special season. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's kind of where I lean. I don't know. I think there's going to be a really good Buccaneers team, barring injuries again. If you have something similar to last year, it is what it is. Any team that went through the amount of injuries the Bucs went through last year, we're going to be screwed. But yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a good Bucs team. I expect them to be in the playoffs. They can probably win a playoff game, maybe two. But yeah, I am a bit concerned if it's an NFC championship game and, you know, Todd Bowles led coaching staff is going up against, Ben Johnson's of the world,
Sean
Shanahan's of the
McVay.
world, Sean McVay. It just, and, not to mention the Rams on paper are just, they remind me of like the 2021 Buccaneers. Now, they didn't complete the job, right? I'm not ready to crown them champions, but entering the season, that the hype going into this Rams team reminds me about the hype of the Buccaneers 2021 team, of just how it was like, this team is stacked, and they ended up winning 13 games. So, it just, that's where I'm worried about the tipping point. But I am really excited to see what the defense is going to look like. I do think Todd Bowles is going to be a lot better from a defensive mind standpoint with the pieces he has this year, barring injury.
Yep.
And I think we are going to see some general improvements in that area. So I'm just overall excited. I think the players are all bought in. Watching the show, I know they probably would have shielded it. I didn't get any sense of fractures, that we never heard anything after last year either. I do think this is a well-connected team. It's a little bit different with a couple of veterans out, but I think that I think Buccaneers fans, despite some of the gripes you might have with situations leading into the year, I think you should be really excited about the team that's assembled and certainly support those players.
Yeah, I would confirm that. Evan Klosky joining us here, 10 Tampa Bay Sports Director, Emmy and Murrow Award winning dude, best in the business. Listen,
I appreciate that.
This Rays team, I've gone from 78, 80 wins at the beginning of the season to
we all did.
Okay, they're pretty good, but I still see a lot of holes in this team. They're winning. There's going to be there's a bad stretch coming. And then when it came, I was like, I think this is more who they are. And then they pulled out of it. And I was like, whoa. And now you're sitting at 18 games over 500 in a very mediocre American league with a new ownership group who may in the coming weeks, I think very much get their go ahead to build this stadium and have some cost certainty to their future, even though the CBA is not done. I get it. But we'll have a window to say, okay, let's make some moves. And if we need to have a little salary, we can do that too. This could be a very, very special year for this team. I've gone from 78 to 80 wins because this could be the greatest season in the history of the Rays. Get the stadium done. Junior Caminero is a legitimate MVP candidate, something we've never had. The Rays have an opportunity to make it to the World Series if they add a big bat. Got to add a big bat, maybe even two, or add a big bat and get Jacob Melton in the mix. This team has a lot of room for improvement. Their bullpen can be better. Their offense can be better. I don't think their starting pitching can be better, but they've already got it. So where are you on the Rays now?
I mean, look, I think their playoff probabilities are around 97%. And so, look, and you, as you mentioned it, entering the year, I think I had them at like 81 wins. I'm pretty sure I had them at like, hey, this is a 500 ball club. If things go extremely well for them, we're talking like 86, 87 wins. They sneak into the wild card. And by all accounts, they're going to blow through those expectations. Yeah. So, and the team is what it is on paper entering the year. I think some of honestly, my preseason thoughts were kind of backed up, but the ball has bounced their way a little bit more than like last year, where they couldn't get a save to save their lives, right? So they figured out some ways to win some close games. I don't know what this team would have been without Brian Baker and Kevin Kelly. I'm sure in the backstretch, both of them are due for some stinkers because it's really hard to sustain this level of play for an entire season. Yeah. But hey, crazier things have happened. But I agree with you. I think now that you're in this spot, 3 games up in the AL East, you kind of want to see where this next week goes. You know that Aaron Judge is not going to be back for a while here, at least probably another month. If that, we know that Stanton's not going to be back for a similar length of time.
Had to sit back,
So when doing the probabilities here, which the Rays, they're going to look at some numbers. They're going to not be subjective. They're going to be objective. And you got to ask yourself, do we have a shot to win the division? And the answer is clearly yes. Like it's for sure yes. So now you have the ability to tinker with those preseason expectations because you can add in a few pieces here or there. You have a bunch of Rule 5 eligible dudes. You're not going to be able to carry them all on your roster anyway next year. So you have the ability to trade some of those pieces for, it could be a rental in Luis Ariz. I think he would be the perfect fit for this team, the way that it's built. Just another high contact kind of guy. I know he doesn't bring.
We need power.
I know you need. I know you need power. I don't know where you're necessarily going to get the power though, right? Like power, it'd be great to say in a vacuum, add a bunch of power, but to acquire it is a different story. And I don't see going back to 21, they acquired Nelson Cruz, right? They made a big swing for a power bat. Well, it didn't work out as intended, but I appreciate the thought. I thought it was good process. I don't know if there's that kind of guy out there on the market. So for me, like
Marte,
my viewpoint,
Joe Adele.
I don't see them taking on that Ketel Marte contract. I really don't.
There we go. It's not that bad.
But how many more years left are on it?
Just 2, I think.
I thought it was more than that.
I could be wrong.
But
Let me check that.
Yeah, check the con. I think Ketel is. I think it's just too much of a runway, and like that, I just think that's bad. Not even like, oh, Rays won't spend money. I think that's bad business. Period. To like give someone who's 30 something, whatever X amount of years afterwards, and it's not what the Rays do. Even if it was a 1-year deal to finish out the season, sure, whatever. Joe Adele, I get it. He has huge limitations. Despite that one game against the Mariners early in the year, he has huge limitations in the outfield. So you're sacrificing defense in a ballpark that you need defense and run prevention. So I don't know if he's a perfect fit there, even though I'd like him in the lineup. That's why for me, I think why not in this year for this team, just double down on what you're doing. The low strikeout, the high contact. You're going to have name me any pitcher going into the lineup in whatever order you want to put them. Yandy, Arias, Aranda, Jr. That is as good of a top 4 as you're going to find in Major League Baseball. If you were to make that happen,
you would allow to get Yandy out of the leadoff spot and get Jr. a little bit more protection.
I think there's a little bit of that give and take, right? Yeah. I mean, they've liked Junior kind of being the end button there. But I do think if you had Luis Arias, you now might be able to flip, put Luis 1, and then you could put maybe Yandy 4 and sandwich everybody and, kind of do that. So we can, if we get that, we can discuss that. But that would be, at least for me, a much needed addition. You mentioned Jacob Melton. I think he's pretty much ready to go. Jake Fraley had a setback. I don't know what he's going to be, but Melton provides you the ability for some power. Yeah. And I think that he would be nice in that 5 spot, kind of playing a Brandon Loud type of role in this offense. And so I think that if you do those kind of moves as is, I think the bullpen pieces, they got stuff in the minors they can add right now that would make them fine. And then it comes down to, do you want to add a horse on the front end of your starting rotation? Because look, I love Nick Martinez, incredible season, well-deserving All-Star, but game 3 in the playoffs of, let's just say, the ALCS, you having a contact guy like that, you're asking for trouble against these teams that are going to bop them out, right? It'd be a little bit. There's a little bit of a difference. At least when
we get to the World Series. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a little bit of a difference between having Drew, Shane, Nick Martinez versus, I'm just throwing it out there, Skubal, Drew, Shane, like having those 3 that you can just roll in every sort of series multiple times. That is a game changer. And it also allows you to not have to score as many runs. So there's a lot of directions here to go. The prices will be costly, but hey,
the Rays got some stuff to deal.
The path is open for you right now.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, what else is going on with you guys over there at Channel 10?
Well, enjoying the All-Star break here. We're gonna, as this is the quietest time in the sports department calendar, so we're gonna relax a little bit, and then look, SEC Media Days next week. Week after that, training camp, as I should say, SEC and AAC media days, Tampa, St. Pete. And then training camps right after that. And it's a full swing. You can hit up the Tampa Bay News app. You can watch all our newscasts, sportscasts there and keep us up to tabs. But once we get into next week, the hamster wheel starts going again.
Oh, Lane Kiffin coming to town.
That's and everybody else.
Baby.
We get Golish back to town.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be welcome back with red carpet. Yeah, there's some storylines there. Sure. You gonna go pepper him with some questions? Say, got some quotes here, Alex, that we'd like to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's gonna be focused on Auburn. But no, I will probably go down there on Tuesday when he speaks and hear what he has to say. Him and Byram, we'll get to see Byram as well.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be coming too.
Yeah.
Boy, it's kind of a slap in the face, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a game, man. I've kind of learned a long time ago that these coaches are pretty much politicians.
They're mercenaries.
They're
all mercenaries. And now the players are too.
Yeah, look, hey, you're out there. You're out there selling Coke until Pepsi calls you and offers you a better job. And then those quotes start to change a little bit in the future. So
yeah, I get it.
Is it still going to be a slap in the face next year when Auburn wins 3 games?
I mean, he'll have a runway there. It's going to be a slap in the face. If it happens multiple times, he's going to have a quick exit. But look, he's going to have a lot of money on his way out. So whatever.
Right.
Yeah, the pillow landing will be
the best
soft.
job out there is a fired college football head coach. So
ain't that the truth? All right, partner. Great to catch up with you. Well-deserved vacation. We'll probably see you next week at Media Days.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, guys.
See ya. Great Evan Klosky right there. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Old Alex Golish coming back to town.
And Byram. Yeah, he'll be there too.
Man.
It's my win total, by the way, for Auburn next year. 3 wins.
3 wins. I haven't looked at their schedule. Who's their non-conference?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's just Alex.
3 wins. That's not even Alex. It's just Auburn. I freaking hate Auburn. So 3 wins. We can run down their schedule tomorrow if you want.
Just with Byram, though. Byram's going to win more than 3 games. I got news for you.
Do you have an offensive line?
Yeah, he's a hell of a quarterback. Well, he doesn't need one. Evidently.
He can do it all by himself, JP.
He's bigger than most of their offensive linemen anyway.
He's not Dak Prescott. He can't win by himself.
All right. We will take a quick break here, come back on the other side. We'll get to your comments. Talk a little World Cup, maybe. Female umpires. You want to touch on that?
I've had worse.
Yeah. I have a very interesting take on that. So we will discuss.
I can't wait. It's called a tease.
Yeah, baby. We are brought to you by Cafe Paradiso. Oh man, I could go for the lasagna right now. I'm starving.
Love that stuff.
How about a little branzino, which is a sea bass, or a little sausage pasta. Oh man, it's so good over there. Everything traditional Italian, Cafe Paradiso. The chicken parm. They don't have to make it tableside. It's awesome. Just they can bring it. They can make it in the kitchen and bring it to. Not that I want to try that. Cafe Paradiso. That is the way to go if you're looking for traditional Italian. Cafe Paradiso on South McDill. Go see my man Paulo and tell him JP sent you. Back in 3. JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back with more do you want. The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. Big thanks to Italiano Insurance, the great folks over there. They will soon be part of Gallagher Insurance. A little name change, but the same great folks, same great customer service you've known for over 65 years. They do all the work. You save all the money. ItalianoInsurance.com at 813-877-7799. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. So don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. So if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Pitch Roofing. We just heard that spot right there. Don't forget, get on the preferred client list. So if there is, God forbid, another hurricane and you've got tons of roofs that need fixing and all these shysters come into town fixing roofs, you will be in line at pitchroofing.com. You'll already know who your roofer is. You will have had them come out to your house for a free estimate to look at your roof and see if there's any damage and let you know how much life is left in that roof, and get on that preferred client list. Pitchroofing.com. Go to the website, give them a call, email them, set that up. They can even do it remotely if you want. If you don't want somebody to come out there, they can do it by phone, satellite image your roof, and get all that done. Pitchroofing.com. Just give them a call. Great folks over there, easy to talk to. Tell them you heard it on the JP Show, and you get the JP discount as well. All right, Michael LaRue reminds us that Ketel Marte is 32 and has 5 years, $88 million left on his contract. I thought it was a lot less than that. Not great value. Ideally, Arizona would need to eat some of that money. Arise would be a cheaper rental. Yeah, you know, Big O, who will join us for the Big O show, he will not be able to make it for the end of this show. So we'll talk some soccer and get your comments in. He loves Marte, loves him as a pro, thinks that he will be highly productive even late into his career. I think it's a big time move, and I think you might want them to eat some salary. But an elite player with power, everything that he does for what, less than $20 million a year, that's not too bad. But and if they could eat some of that, that would be really good. But there are other options out there, certainly, for power hitting, and 5 years is a little bit more of a commitment probably than the Rays want to make. So I would definitely agree with that. All right. So I want to talk quickly about the Jen Powell incident that happened on Sunday at Petco Park, Padres Blue Jays. She is rated the only female umpire. She is the second worst rated umpire behind the plate in terms of balls and strikes.
Because she's a girl?
No, probably because she's bad at doing that.
Just bad at her job, right? That doesn't have anything to do with gender.
No, I don't think it does.
And look, I'll be real honest. I watch a lot of baseball, JP. I had no idea there was a female umpire in the MLB.
You didn't know?
I had no idea. I've never seen her umpire before.
But our old friend Seth McClung, former Ray, was among those who weighed in. We've had Seth on the show. He's very entertaining. The female umpire, Jen Powell, had another rough day as a ringleader of a circus. She continually is one of the worst rated umpires. The trouble started in the second inning when Sung Mung Song attempted to challenge a strike call from Kevin Gossman. Paul claimed he was late in tapping his helmet. He was not. He was not late. He was so shocked that she called that.
Right.
Another one of our former Rays, Steven Souza Jr., disagreed that he was late, protested her decision. And while Craig Stammen went to talk with the third base umpire, Adam Hamari, Powell ejected Souza Jr. from the game for arguing. Not exactly sure what he said, but I'm sure it was quite entertaining. After the Padres, and it was the Blue Jays' turn to be frustrated at the same frame. In the later half of the inning, the Padres leading 2-1, and the bases loaded. Jackson Merrill was at the batter's box. Merrill backed out of the box to claim a balk against Kevin Gossman, and the umpires gathered to discuss the play. However, before that, Powell had already ruled the pitch a strike. If you saw the sequence, it was completely bizarre. She points at the pitcher, he backs out. It was just bizarre. John Schneider and Gossman were both visibly frustrated. Schneider even came down to the field, but ultimately the ruling went against him, and the crew overturned the strike and ruled it as a balk. The ruling scored Ty France from third base as Song moved to second. Cronenworth to third. The run gave the Padres a 3-1 lead. The Blue Jays, I think, eventually won the game. Bottom line was, it was very chaotic, and it was a circus. And it's not to say that this hasn't happened with male umpires either. It has. But she seems to be in a little bit over her head at times. But here's the deal. We have the ABS. So as bad as she is, and she's been challenged multiple times and again, ranked second worst, there is a remedy for it, which I think is great for baseball. Because if it wasn't for the ABS, you'd have to eat all that. And that would be I think it would be worse for her, to be quite honest. I think it would be really bad for her if they didn't have that situation. My thought is, Timmy, imagine if we had the ABS system for arguments with your wife.
Well, I don't have one of those, so I don't.
I'm gonna challenge that. I'd like to challenge that assertion.
That she says something dumb, and you're like,
not that I ever have this problem with Ashley, because I do not. She's perfect. But in my past relationships, if we had an ABS system, I'm gonna challenge that insult right there. I'm gonna challenge that I was home too late. Can we get a ruling on that? I don't know how many would go my way.
I was gonna say,
be careful. I think a lot would go my way.
Be careful what you challenge. You might not like the result, JP. I have a smaller average. What? I'm challenging that. Oh wait, she was right. Dang it.
Yeah, I could challenge the mediocre junk comment. Yeah, you like to challenge? You may.
JP, there is one solution.
I don't want to see a graphic up for that, by the way. But
because it shows the actual average size compared, and then
I don't want T-Mobile. I don't want that graphic being brought to by T-Mobile, quite frankly. But maybe I do.
T-Mobile image of that.
Maybe, yeah, I do. That would be a great SNL skit, though. That would be a fantastic SNL skit.
I have found the solution, the answer to winning all arguments with your wife.
What's that?
It's called divorce. It's called divorce.
Well, I didn't win that one.
I haven't been wrong. I haven't been wrong since.
I'm still paying for that one. Woo! Hey, Jimmy J. Voyager with a nice super chat for $4.99. Thanks, partner. Said, can't wait to see y'all tonight. How serious are the Skubal and Marte rumors?
Skubal's not going anywhere.
I don't know. These rumors things. I never know. But I mostly they never pan out, especially when it comes to the Rays because of the previous regime. So I never put anything into them. I kind of just sit back and watch. I mean, you think about it because it's the agents that are doing this. The agents and the teams, I think, too, are putting out, calling Nightingale and Buster Olney and all these people and saying, hey, we're interested in this, that, and the other. I think they're, not nothing nefarious against the reporters. They're just reporting what they're hearing. But I think it's all, it's part of the game. It's part of the game to get guys moved, to maybe keep guys from getting moved. A lot of it. I just wait to see what happens. I really don't buy into the rumors, quite frankly. All right, let's get to some other chitter chat. Oh, by the way, so France and Spain coming up at 3:00 today. France is the favorite with Mbappe going up against.
Didn't they write a song about him?
Mbappe? What was that?
Mbappe, Mbappe.
No, I don't think that was the same one. Although it's one of Ashley's favorite, the Hanson song.
Wasn't about him.
Kylian Mbappe versus Lamine Yamal, who was the heartthrob of the World Cup. Should be very interesting. France is they're the favorite, rightfully so. Spain has had a little trouble getting started offensively. They're great. This is the great offense, and I mean Mbappe is a generational scorer. You would talk about Messi and some of the other scorers in Holland. This guy is a freaking wagon, and he will likely be the difference today. And watching him play is an absolute joy. But Lamine Yamal is pretty damn good as well, and he really hasn't. He's had moments, but he hasn't had that really big goal. So I'll be interested. Spain has won on some late goals from what's that guy's name, Madero, who's come in late and scored some big goals for them. Can they keep depending on that? I don't know, but it should be a phenomenal game today. I'm very much looking forward to it. And you got England and Argentina, which will be tomorrow. This one's in your own backyard, Timmy. I'm surprised you're not going.
At Dallas Stadium,
$5,000 for a ticket
in Arlington. JP, if somebody gave me a ticket, I don't know. You know what? If somebody gave me a ticket,
you would go.
We're deep enough into the tournament now where things matter. I probably would go.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go in. I just need to make a call, get a press pass. I could go if I wanted to, but you know what? It's a freaking hour drive to Arlington. I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't think you're calling this morning and getting a pass to that game.
Hey, I can do whatever I want. I bet I could do that for World Cup. I couldn't do that for a Cowboys game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
For World Cup.
I don't know about that.
Don't you people know who the hell I am? I'm on the JP Peterson Show. Come on.
Yeah.
Just name drop.
Danny Boy says, breaking news, Magic play-by-play man David Steele has announced his retirement.
Yeah,
Dante Marcatelli becomes the new play-by-play voice of the Magic. Nice.
Well, we didn't have one of our own in the running for that one either. What the hell?
Well, Dante has, who we've had on the show. He's brilliant.
Been on the show,
yeah. He's been the understudy for a long time. So I guess the Magic, when you have a guy that's been loyal and has been the understudy,
they reward
20 years, they reward him. Buck's still trying to figure that out.
I'm still pissed off about that.
Me too. I'm still a little red about that.
I might be a Falcons fan this year, and a Saints fan,
Listen, I work for the Falcons.
Okay, Saints. I'll just go.
They
Saints.
are. I love Arthur Blank. He was very, very good to me, but he has not hired the best people at times. And I feel bad for him. I would love to see Arthur Blank win Super Bowl, but
I think
his 28-3 moment passed.
That's one of those organizations. I mean, come on, Terry Fontenot was not the greatest GM, but I think that's just one of those organizations. They just have a massive misread of talent and ability. Like, obviously, they're not tanking on purpose. They don't hire bad people at their jobs on purpose. I just think that's just one of those organizations where they always miss.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because Blank's everything I've heard from you and others that Arthur Blank's an incredible human being.
He gives, it's a blank check, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
He gives them everything they need to succeed. And they just haven't been able to get it done. They were close, damn close, a couple of times. The gamer man said, I wonder if JP will charge for anything tonight. Boy, that's a bitch ass thing to say. How about you're not invited anymore?
Wow, gamer man. Yeah, you got to pay.
Yeah. I'm going to charge you when you get here. He also said something like, wonder what kind of soda you're going to have tonight. I don't know if I like your attitude, gamer man.
Wow. How about you bring your own soda and your own food and your own entry fee?
Yeah. I don't know. You're going to I might have to charge you when you get here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right brain says, don't tell me what to do. I have a life unlike you, so I'll leave when I need to. He's bitching about us talking about college football.
Yeah.
That's all right.
At least he's not hating on me today that I can see.
Unity God says, any chance of stadium news with the county meeting tomorrow? No, I do not think it is on the docket for the city or the county.
We made it an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah, we did. I believe I was texting with Mr. Hagan yesterday. We are going to convene and Mr. Babby post All-Star break to see where the documents are. I still think they're completing a lot of them. Takes time, lawyers involved. So I think we're probably looking at something more likely in early August. But I will, as I said, this week I will get some updated information on that for you. Right, Brain? If you don't like it, you can leave.
Suck it.
Talking about college football. Should have done that in order. It would have been much more dramatic.
It would have been.
Guys, stop fighting. We don't allow that in the chat. None of that.
Yeah, show up tonight and fight for real. Let's get this on video.
Yeah. No, we don't need any fights in Kingmakers here tonight. By the way, if you are coming, there's parking on both sides. We are on Carmen Street, our address, but there's limited parking here. But there is street parking on Carmen. Feel free to park along the street there. That's fine. And then there's the other side on Cass Street. It's like two-sided building. We got some parking on that will be available around 7 o'clock when we start. So if you're having you might have to do a little street parking, but please be patient and carpool. If you got other people you're coming with, carpool together, please. Danny Boy says the biggest threat to the Rays in the AL are the Chicago White Sox, who, by the way, just paid The Rock a record $10.5 million signing bonus. Their number one pick.
Dwayne Johnson?
Not that one. Rock Chowalski.
It's a great baseball name, man.
Isn't it, though?
Me and Big O were talking about that Friday,
Yeah. There's an interesting story I hadn't read yet. I just saw by the way, the signing bonus record was $10.35 million.
Yeah, that's his slot.
Yeah. That's a little more than $1 million below the $11 million slot value for the number one pick. Which is
wonder why maybe he wants him to go sign another pitcher for $1 million.
I don't know. It's the largest guarantee in draft 50. Actually, I thought there was more. Largest guarantee in draft 50, Steven Strasburg's 4-year, $15.1 million major league contract. That included a $7.5 million signing bonus. So this is the biggest signing bonus.
Right.
I still think we should have taken the catcher, but that's
you're gonna have to get over it, JP.
Yeah, yes, I am. All right. KC Eagles asked me, are you paying Baker $60 million? He ain't asking for $60 million.
He's asking for 50.
I mean, the going rate is what?
50?
No, it's like 50. And that's, like I said, I would give him 170, 180 guaranteed, 4 years, a 5-year deal. That last year would be not guaranteed.
And it's going to hurt a little less every single season because that cap's going to keep going up. And you won't even notice it in 3 years.
Yeah, Gamer Man said, I wonder if JP will charge for anything tonight. I hope he gets some good soda brands. Yeah, you're commenting in my show like I'm not here. Like
maybe he's talking to me. It's like an aside. Hey.
That's kind of weird. I got some Walmart soda for you.
Shasta's the best, man. Go get you some Shasta. And some RC Cola.
Michael LaRue says maybe Baker has come to the conclusion that the Glazers aren't fully committed to doing everything it takes to win, so he's decided to get paid while he can. I think it's an interesting take. You know, with given free agency where the Bucks certainly did not shop at Neiman Marcus or the Walmart. Yeah, and Michael, Mike Evans leaving, certainly. That didn't sit well with Baker.
Yeah,
I mean, he never said anything publicly, but that didn't sit well with him.
Again,
why did Mike leave?
We've talked about this. It's not Mike Evans in his prime leaving. They didn't let that happen. They've made sure to keep him here. It's Mike Evans. Meh. Like, I love Mike, right? Good Aggie from Galveston. I don't think he's going to do anything in San Francisco. I don't think anything's going to happen.
If you're a quarterback and you have Mike Evans on your team and you get used to throwing to Mike Evans for 3 years.
I get it.
And he is a red zone monster. You want him.
But you've got other monsters on your team that are much younger right now, and you're doing them a disservice if that's your complaint.
Michael also says Brady consistently took less than market value so his team could build the strongest roster possible around him. He prioritized winning over maximizing his salary, and that approach led to success. Totally agree with you, Michael.
What other quarterback did that during his career?
Who are you speaking of? Baker?
Tom Brady.
That's what he said, Tom Brady. He said Brady consistently.
I thought he said Baker. Oh, okay. Because Baker's done that. He hasn't negotiated the big contracts, but he's doing that now. Okay, yeah.
I think he did that in his last deal here. I asked him about that. And here's the thing. I think he was in that mode until the Bucks went cheap in free agency. To Michael's point. And I think when, and kept Todd Bowles. I think when you keep Todd Bowles and you go cheap in free agency, you're kind of signaling that you're not all in. Is that fair?
Yeah.
I know they love Todd, but again, if you look around the league and in the history of the Buccaneers, the precedent is not there to keep a 500 coach for a fifth season.
Yeah, and I'm certainly not defending the Glazers. That's not the point of my argument. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
they're making business decisions, and part of the business decision to not keep Mike might have been so they can pay Baker more.
Kurt Thorson says Gus Swayze, anchor bar on DI, leading Lightning into Ray J, wearing for the Bay 24/7, youth camps, Lightning game regular. Baker isn't just Mr. Buccaneer. He's Mr. Tampa Bay. I agree. That's why we love him. And we need to get that thing done.
And look where look at the Baker's entire career. Everywhere he's gone, even his short stints, he was beloved.
Yes.
In Lubbock, he was beloved in Norman, he was beloved in Cleveland, and he endeared himself to those fan bases. He endeared himself in Charlotte too. He just wasn't there very long. Look, when he left LA, everybody adored Baker when he left LA. Just listen to Liam Cohen talk about his short time there. And now he finally gets to be the guy again in a large market.
Yeah.
With a dedicated fan base. And look how the fan base has adopted him. That is what Baker does. And you know what? If you don't want him here at Tampa Bay, he'll go somewhere else and beloved. That's what he does.
Right.
But just take Baker for what Baker is and pay the dude and enjoy it because he's going to get you W's. And he has the ability, I think, to get you a championship.
Could not agree more. Danny Boy says, hey, Kurt, Baltimore and Detroit also have venues for MLB and NFL adjacent to each other. I've not been to Baltimore. I know Detroit. Yeah, they have Theirs are close. But like Philadelphia's got the sports complex.
Are
It's
Baltimore's
all together.
football and baseball stadiums close to each other? I don't think they are they?
I think so.
Oh.
I think they are. I think they're close.
Is that M&T Bank Stadium?
Yeah. Rick says, here's JP interviewing Baker. Hey, Bake, you remind me of me. If it wasn't for that receiver dropping that back shoulder touchdown in 4th grade, you would be interviewing me. Yeah, that kid sucked.
Oh, yeah, they are. But there's nothing but parking lots between them, between M&T and Oriole Park. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, little, who was that kid? Mikey Myers dropping my touchdown passes in 4th grade. Last time I picked you on my team. I'm going to brag a little. I was an all-pro at every sport in elementary school. Sun's in your eyes. Get out of here with that. Perfect throw. Rick says, good backups cost money. Glazers showing their Velcro wallet again. Well, they went out and spent some this time. So, yeah. For all the Chicken Littles claiming 2 sports venues can't be adjacent to each other, Philly has NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA spitting distance from each other. Grown-ups, we know, are capable of making it work. Yeah,
Philly's always had that. Like going way back, they've had that.
Yeah.
Situation.
It's a great situation for Tampa Bay, especially because, again, we've been told by people who know these things that are in this business that when you have these 2 venues together and an entertainment complex that's going to bring in 9 to 10 million people a year, federal dollars can kick in to create light rail, and something we desperately need here. And so that's a huge byproduct and community benefit of this stadium plan, and the college as well. You have a college there that will could definitely benefit from light rail, and they have an airport right next door. So all of it makes it happen, and that's what we need. That eases. So once again, folks, we need money for roads and more. Where are you gonna build more roads? You want to ease the traffic. How do you ease traffic? Building more roads? No, you can't build more roads in a downtown area. There's not, unless you're going to put double-decker roads up.
You can do like Boston did and bury the roads.
You could do that. Get old Elon to bring the.
But JP, look, Tampa Bay.
You can't build tunnels here.
Tampa does not have money for fire trucks. How are they going to build tunnels?
Yeah. Which evidently don't last more than 5 years.
Right.
Kurt says, imagine all the showcasing events of Tampa Bay that comes with the All-Star game. Netflix even made Philly look amazing. Free marketing and publicity for our wonderful Tampa Bay market. Get this done. Yeah, we've never had one because that's how much MLB hates the Trop. You can't showcase that shit box. It's not. Listen, they've done a nice job with it. As they put as much lipstick as you can put on a pig. It's cute. It's fun. They're not holding an all-star game here for a reason. We need a new ballpark. And those of you who are saying, look, the Trop's fine. It's not. It's not. It's a terrible stadium and a terrible location for baseball. Love St. Pete. Awesome downtown. Just bad for baseball. Should I even read this out loud? Paging Mike.
Enunciate.
Hunt. Pooh Shiesty asks Walmart customer service on every visit. John, was that a shot at Pooh Shiesty? I don't know. That's not very unlike you. Hope we see you tonight. Danny Boy says, when we get the new ballpark and entertainment complex at HC done, that will change. Yes, we will get an all-star game. We're the only Major League Baseball market to not host an all-star game. That's right. And that goes back to when Major League Baseball said, don't build the stadium there. It's going to be a failed location. And they were 100% correct. Served its purpose, but it's time to move on. Wayne Cleveland says, Caminero started cleanup for the AL for the All-Star game. I don't think we have embraced this enough, Timmy.
It's a big deal.
He's 23 years old. He's the starting cleanup hitter. He's the only player we've ever had start 2 All-Star games. His numbers at his age.
Wait, ever?
Ever.
Longoria never started 2 All-Star games.
Nope.
Wow.
And his numbers are very similar to Longoria's for their first 279 games. But if I'm not, but Junior started his career at 20. I'm not sure when Longo started. Obviously, he came from college. So his rookie year, he probably would have been 2 years older than Junior. So that makes Junior's numbers even better, in my opinion.
MLB debut, April 12th, 2008. He was born in 85, October of 85. So he was 22.
Yeah, 22, 23, yeah. Mm-hmm. So although their numbers are similar, Junior was 2 years younger. So I think, I think that's harder, to be.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Longo had a lot more quality at bats in college than Junior did. Kurt says, doesn't look like the county's going to be voting tomorrow, July 15th. Yeah, I don't think I know there's not a vote. Too early to tell, says RG Bowl. Too early to go, but I hope this Rays draft isn't another Beckham Posey debacle.
That's what
I
Big
hope
O says too.
But I think it is.
It's weird that y'all drafted David Beckham. I thought he played soccer.
Oh, Pooh Shiesty said this. Which Hunt owns the team? I thought it was Mike.
See what you're doing
Listen,
there.
That's the type of 16-year-old humor we embrace on this show.
I love that.
Don't get it twisted.
No.
And
otherwise, we wouldn't be reading it.
As Ashley will tell you that I typically embrace it in life. All right. Anything else we need to get to here today? No, Pooh Shiesty. The password is not Kachuk tonight. Not Kachuk. The password is Junior Caminero. I loved Password. Did you watch Password growing up? I loved Password.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Loved Password. You'd put your hand up on the screen, right?
So you didn't see
the
it?
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and play along. Did you do that? I did.
Well, we would just go wherever it was. We would just tape a sheet of paper over it, so we didn't have to keep putting our hand up over it. JP, we were ingenuitive here in Texas.
Wow, that's going second level technology right there. Look at you.
Yeah. Look
at you.
The password is penis.
See, I knew you'd go there. Buckin says Junior might have the most to lose with a lockout. Imagine all the money he would lose. Yeah, because they don't get, or is that negotiated? They don't get service time if they lose it. We're not even talking about losing the season. We're not even doing that.
It's happening.
Good God. Yeah. Buck Skull Game says potential trade target Luis Ariz wants to play second base, which makes him a better Rays fit. Plus notes on Diaz taking All-Star workout day off, Caminero hitting cleanup, some familiar Tampa Bay faces. Yeah, just 5 guys in the game. Now, I don't think Nick Martinez probably won't pitch. But I think Drew can pitch. When was his last start? I think he might be available. So, but Junior's starting, and that's all, that's amazing. Yandy will definitely get a pinch hit, right? For sure.
You would think.
Yep. Danny Boy says envision an atmosphere in Philadelphia for the All-Star festivities coming soon to Tampa. Vision the red carpet from the convention center, riding to the new ballpark at HC. It would be amazing.
Rasmussen last pitched on Thursday.
Yeah.
The Yankees finale.
Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, he'd be available.
He can be available.
But
I don't know where he is in the rotation, though.
Yeah. All right, that will let's leave it there, my friend. We got work to do to get ready for this big party tonight. All-Star Game watch party for you Petermans. If you would like to come, email me jp@thejppetersonshow.com, and I'll give you the actual password. Yes, the password is. And those of you who I've already communicated with, you're in. So we appreciate you all, and we will see you tonight. Going to be fun. France and Spain at 3. All-Star Game party starting at 7 o'clock tonight. Remember, parking. If you're coming, please carpool. Uber also. We'll see the Kingmaker sign. We'll have the FanStream Sports banners out front as well. Looking forward to seeing a bunch of you Petermans. And Timmy, sorry you cannot make it, but you will be here in spirit. Maybe
Well,
we'll,
if y'all hop on video, let me know. I'll be here and I'll be drunk. So
yeah, we might do that. We might do a little.
just text me.
Just record something. All right, we could record something, something. Maybe we'll do something live during the game. Who knows?
Just text me.
Check in on our social channels. Have a great day, everybody. Go Rays.